about winning, but it's about enjoying the moment and embracing the fact that we are celebrating us as rangers. We did enjoy, I think, from my own perspective of view. We were singing as one, not as the college singing only, but as we started singing, everybody came along. We sang. That's how the one language of people can communicate without misunderstanding each other.
Welcome to Series 3 of Tusk Talks.
My name is Joanna Eede, and I am a nature storyteller and head of communications for Tusk.
In this series, we speak to the men and women putting their life on the line every day, working as wildlife rangers. Tusk organises the Wildlife Ranger Challenge alongside the Game Rangers Association of Africa, and the challenge raises vital funds for and awareness about the work of wildlife rangers across Africa. We are hugely grateful to all our sponsors, including our founding sponsor, Mark Scheinberg. Today, I'm joined by Precious Malapane of the Southern African Wildlife Collage. Precious is one of the senior canine dog unit handlers and rangers. Good morning, Precious. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd love to find out, Precious, how the race went. You ran alongside one of the ranger teams from SAWC. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, I was running the challenge, the 21 kilometer, without the weight at my back. I was supporting the official team. It was my fourth time being part of the Wildlife Ranger Challenge. For me, each and every time when we begin to run and then we meet with other rangers, it's like my body, I get goosebumps because it is the pleasure or the privilege of the other people all over the world. It's about us, the rangers. They honoring us. It shows the message out there that we are being notified even when we work behind the scene, always being in the bush where we're not being seen in the offices, in reception, but there is a recognition of there are rangers out there, and then this is all about giving back to them. And also, as we're doing the Wildlife Ranger Challenge, we generate the income to get more people to join us because we need more ears, we need more eyes in the field, we need more boots on the ground, and also not just boots, we also need dogs. And then having a working dogs, it requires a lot of requirements in order for the dogs to become functional, efficient, whereby we need people to take care of the dogs in the kennels. We need a daily basis training so we can be consistent with our training. We need people to run operations. We need people to go out and fully operate with the dogs and teach people, teach more handlers. So we cannot just do it because of just sitting down and talk. We need tools, we need equipment. So by raising the funds of the Wildlife Ranger Challenge, we can carry out our work functional, efficient in that way.
That's very interesting, and thank you, because you're really talking about how important it is to raise funds, which is exactly what the Wildlife Ranger Challenge does, in order to properly equip wildlife rangers in Africa and to ensure that they are properly trained and properly looked after. Another really amazing aspect of the Wildlife Ranger Challenge is that it brings rangers together. Can you talk a little bit about the fact that it's a really bonding experience as well? They are brought together, they share ideas and knowledge, they meet each other, they cheer each other on. Can you speak a little bit about that?
So, as you've just mentioned, we have different types of parks and reserves that came. It's a private reserves and also the national parks that we came along together. And of course, when we gather and meet new people, it's gonna be a socialization moment whereby we're gonna greet each other, ask each other questions. Like most special myself, I specialize in dogs. They're gonna be engaging me more on the dog side, and then we're going to be talking more about how their daily basis is going about, and then the actual coming together. It's something that it's really good because when we're sitting different on our own national reserves or parks, we don't really know each other. We don't know what's going on in that place. We don't know what challenges are they facing. You might find that what they are facing, they have moved past the obstacle they were coming across. In another reserve, they are coming across the same thing. But because of meeting and exchanging through the talkings, you might find that by talking, you're giving somebody else's solution how to solve whatever they are facing. In terms of, we know that we've got poaching that it's happening. We talk because we're rangers, because this is the fight that we're fighting, so that we don't have our animals going extinct. Because I, for one, myself, I'm an open-minded person. I love to explore a lot, and I'm a self-motivated person that I don't need somebody to motivate me. I motivate myself because I want to always contribute effectively towards nature conservation. Henceforth, every time I meet with new people, I want to find out where is their level of knowledge, where they are. So if they are ahead of me, I want to learn which steps did they take so I can get where they are. I always want to have somebody in front of me whereby I look forward. And then meeting the other dogs people, I ask them, what type of dogs are you doing? What kind of work are you doing? If it's a detection, because we also do detection, how do you engage with the car search, building searches, training? How do you lay your tracks? We're the only ones, unfortunately, that we're running peg dogs, and then it's them wanting to find out from my side, how do we run our peg dogs? How do we train them? How can we help them to improve and establish and grow their own canine unit? Can we be part of them? Next year it's very much interesting because more national parks, they're gonna be coming and join, and then we can even explore more and gain more knowledge and skills from other people.
And this year, did you see lots of other rangers enjoying the fact that they were meeting with other rangers from different parks and, as you say, swapping ideas and swapping knowledge?
We did, because one thing, when they arrived, some of the rangers, their backpacks weren't good. And it came to my attention that I had an extra backpack that I wasn't going to use. But because of talking and sharing ideas, I had to take my backpack and give one of the other brothers, because it's not about competition, it's not about winning, but it's about enjoying the moment and embracing the fact that we are celebrating us as rangers. And other as well, they were helping each other along the way. You see one team member is lagging behind, they will motivate each other. Come on, guys, let's keep going. Let's go to the finishing line. Nobody fell behind. Nobody got sick. We all finished how we started. It's just that we cannot run away the fact that we were tired, feeling pain. But at the same time, pain is just temporary, but quitting is forever. Nobody quitted, which is something that it's really grateful. So we did enjoy. I think from my own perspective of view, we were singing as one, not as the college singing only, but as we started singing, everybody came along. We sang. That's how the one language of people can communicate without misunderstanding each other, is through singing and enjoying and dancing, which we did that.
So, were you singing as you were running?
Yes, our team, we were singing as we were running. We sang before the run, we sang along the run, we sang when we finished at the main gate.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
And one of the things I wondered is, you were talking about your backpacks, and I know that for men it had to be 22 kilograms. What were inside the backpacks? How did you make them up to 22 kilograms?
Okay, it's a very interesting factor, but also a benefiting one. So, our organizers, Southern African Wildlife Collage, or it was the GRA, I don't know how it came along, but they gave us a blessings of a 10 kg testic rice. So for men, we'll pack two 10 kg, but because of the weight, that will add up to the 2 kilogram, and then it makes 2 kilogram. And for us females, it was like a 10 kg weight, but it was just a one packet of 10 kg rice, and also the backpack will be like 11 something there, but it was bearable with all the women which we had. Nobody struggled with the backpack, so it was rice.
So it was rice. I wondered whether it was bricks, but it was actually rice. That's
No, it wasn't bricks, it was rice.
the secret is out. And how was the actual race itself? Could you describe the terrain? Because I know that sometimes, you had snowfall, but often you have to be aware of wildlife encounters and rocks and different challenging types of terrain. Can you describe it a little?
Yes, so for me, because this is my field here at the college, I'm used to every part of it. It's difficult for new people that haven't been here, because we've got the downhill, the uphill. We've got the drainage lines, whereby as you go drainage line, because of the soil erosion being um, washed off because of the rain, we put on rocks, so we still remain with a drivable road when you're coming with a car or you're walking. So there's other places where we place rocks. There's sandy area whereby it's difficult to walk or to run into the sand. And then up the hills, we've got the one hill on top of our shooting range, which is really, really slippery, because we've got the clay soil on top of that. And because of the rain, everybody was slippery when it comes to that. But it was nice, because as you sleep, you laugh, and then you carry on. It's like, okay, let's carry on. We can do this. We can carry on. We help each other, working as a team. When one member was falling behind, we'll hold the person's hand and then we'll walk through with the person, because it's all about showing the teamwork. Same as being out as a ranger. If my partner gets shot, I need to assist the person. If I need to carry the person out of the field, I have to do whatever it takes to help that person. So it's all about teamwork at the end of the day, and enjoying the moment and embracing it, because no point of doing something that you don't enjoy. So you must do something that you enjoy.
So it's very much taking part in the Wildlife Ranger Challenge is you need the same characteristics as you do being a ranger. It's teamwork, you need to be determined, you need to, so there are overlaps, aren't there?
Yes. And because we're running in a big five area, before we started, even though everybody was a ranger, but we did get a breathing of being away. Anytime if we encounter any animals, we all know how to react, but it was really good to remind one another that you do not need to run. There was water points every 2.5 kilometer. There was someone, a ranger, that will be there to protect us if anything comes across. We had cars along the road that will be there if there is a serious incident. There was emergencies on site. Fortunately, it's a good thing because nobody got sick. We were all fine, started how we finished. So yes.
And you mentioned just then that it's a big five area, and that you know how to react if you come across any of the big five animals. Can you talk a little bit about that? How are you trained to react if that does happen?
Okay, so let me give example with the big fives. Let's look at the elephant. It's a big animal that it looks scary, but every time an elephant charges you, you need to stand your ground. That's how we've been taught. Because once you start running, you admitting to the animal that I'm scared of you, and then they can chase you, and something can go wrong. But if you stand your ground, you talk to the animals. Elephants does listen. I'm one of the person that experienced an elephant charge, having six student, and I was alone. And then because I stood my ground, we were all safe. Nobody got hurt. He charged us twice. The third time he ran off. So whether it's a lion, whatever comes across, you just need to stand your ground. And then if it's a rhino, we cannot shoot at rhinos. You just have to look for the biggest tree. So you can run and climb the tree. That's all you can do. But it's not encouraged to run with whether it's a cat or it's the buffalo or anything. Even the buffalo, you can climb the big tree, because if you go into the smaller tree, they're gonna shake you down. So you must be very much aware what you are doing, and then you must act within a second. You don't have more than a second to act, because if you are out in a real life and a poacher is aiming a firearm at you, you must react within a second. And then you must protect also your fellow team members within a second, because we are facing a real life situation out here. We are the front line of conservation, in fact. So henceforth, we need to be quick in what we do, but we need to, we don't just act without thinking. You must think, and at the same time, you must act accurately. You know that when it goes forward, you will know what to say.
That's very interesting. Thank you, Precious. Well, final question I'd love to ask is what would you like people to know? What would you like listeners to know about the importance of wildlife rangers and the work that they do? Because the Wildlife Ranger Challenge not only raises funds for the ranger profession, but it also communicates to people who don't know so much about it exactly what it is that wildlife rangers do on the ground. Can you talk a little bit about that? Explain the nature of the role and why it's important for biodiversity.
What I would want the people to know or to be aware of, it's that our nature, animals, trees, and everything that is happening in our nature is very important. Number one, we can look at the fact that because we're having tourists coming in into the country, and then that generates income for our country. Henceforth, we having things that we never know how it came, like schools. We have water in our communities. We've got even the reserves that are lodges that host the guests. At the same time, I am an employee from the village, and then I'm also benefiting from that. So it's very good to save and conserve our nature, because it also adds beauty to our country, and they are very much essential. Without these animals, or without the nature that we're having, everybody they will do whatever they want, and then we're left with nothing. And then what more will attract people from outside coming into South Africa? There's nothing to show. I will ask everybody to come along and engage and teach their kids and their friends. They must talk about it, that we must love nature. I understand not everybody or not every family member they're gonna say they are working in a reserve, but at the same time, when you look at the percentage of employment rate Most of us from the villages, we are employed by the reserves to conserve the nature. And then whatever we do, we're giving back to our families, because it's me working, but I'm working for my family and then my aunties and everybody. It's like a chain that it's benefiting below myself. I'm giving example because of me. And then for that reason, if I lose a job, how many people are they suffering? A lot of people they're suffering because I've lost a job. The people that I was supporting. But I would love to plead with everybody, please let us help each other raise awareness of poaching of each and every animal, because every animal has a right to live, like as people we have a right to live. So let's talk to each other, let's educate our kids. I always say the easy way to win the world is through our kids, because they are our tomorrow, they are our future. If we visit schools, I know here at the college we've got a program that is visiting schools. I don't go myself because I run with dogs, but if we talk to kids, and in some way, somehow, I have a belief that if there is a parent who's poaching, but if they can hear their kids talking about how much they love animals, how beautiful they are, how they want their own kid to see the animals, maybe we might change somebody's mind. But it's easy to change kids' minds than the old person's mind, the person who's already converted into something else. So if we focus into our generation, we might win this war.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Precious, for talking to us, and I hope you recover well from your half marathon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. I really feel grateful, like I said in the beginning. And then amazingly, I'm not even feeling any pain from the weekend run. I'm fine. I just came out from the field training dogs, so I'm a strong soldier.
You're probably very fit already.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Precious. If you're inspired by Precious and the work she is doing at the Southern African Wildlife College, and would like to find out more about the Wildlife Ranger Challenge and the vital work that wildlife rangers do in Africa, please see wildliferangechallenge.org. Please also subscribe and share this podcast to help spread the word. Thank you.